What is up, guys? Welcome back to another anime news bit. I'm gonna get you guys fully caught up on the anime news of today. We got some big news out of Mappa. It looks like a lot of directors and animators are finally stepping away. We have an announcement for a sequel of Dorohedoro after, what, 3 years, maybe 4 years? We have the original Berserk anime, the 97 version, is coming to the West, which is really exciting, in Blu-ray. Some new information has been released for Mushoku Tensei's console game. The new Spice and Wolf anime has got a release window for it. Sunrise Beyond is setting, and so much more. So if you're interested in any of this news, definitely stay tuned. Let's kick things off with the more exciting news for me, which is, yes, Spice and Wolf. Spice and Wolf has finally got a release window. It is going to be premiering in 2024 in April. So that's actually fantastic news, which actually, no, that's actually very scary news because spring is already looking insane. So I guess it's a good thing that we have a lot of kind of mediocre shows for the winter season because, my gosh, spring is going to be absolutely nuts, and I cannot wait for it. But yeah, super excited for that. I cannot wait for another Spice and Wolf. For next news, yes, Dorohedoro, that series that released way back in 2020, is finally getting an anime sequel. We don't have any other information for it, like studio or anything like that, so we don't know if like maybe Mappa's working on it or something, but yes, at least they announced that it's going to get another anime. It's going to be sequel streaming, which probably means that it's going to be Netflix again, because I think the original first season was Netflix. But like I said, no other information other than it's getting a sequel, it's going to be streaming, and they released a visual for it. I cannot wait for it because I really liked the first season. I think it had like a rough start, but my gosh, that series is all about the villains. The villains are absolutely interesting, and I love diving into them. So, cannot wait for a sequel, and I'm happy it's finally coming. Moving on, the Mushoku Tensei news. Yes, Bushiroad, during an event, announced the Mushoku Tensei Quest of Memories console game is getting a release in Japan in summer of 2024. Now, the really cool thing, and I'm not sure if this was actually announced before, is they released also a trailer in English. So that at least gives us an indication that they are going to be releasing it in the West. We don't have a window for that, though. We just have the Japanese release is going to be in summer 2024. And of course, it's going to be releasing on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam. So I'm very interested in that one. It's supposedly going to be telling the story of the anime. So this is supposedly not going to have any spoilers in it for anybody that is anime only. That was kind of the fear that I had with this, that this was going to have some information for later in the novel series, which I am currently reading through, but it looks like it's going to be strictly that. Bushiroad describes the game as relive the classic story of the TV anime Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation and also enjoy new scenarios original in the game. Be ready to dive deeper in the adventures of Rudius, Edis, and Richard. In addition, the undepicted story of Roxy and her fellows will be unveiled, as the adventure of Roxy, Ellen-Lise, and Talhand searching for Rudius will be included in the game. So that's pretty cool. So like I said before, it's going to be telling the whole story of Rudius traveling with Richard and Edis, and at the same time, of course, during that whole scenario, Roxy was traveling over to the east to look for Rudius, and they kind of they missed each other at some point. So I'm guessing what they're kind of implying here is that we're going to get that story of Roxy and them kind of traveling around looking. They sort of indicated at times that there was this kind of process that Roxy had for trying to search for Rudius, so maybe they might get into that whole thing, them traveling to different villages and trying to figure out where he's at. So that's really cool. More Roxy is always good for me. The gameplay, I honestly had not looked at because, again, I was afraid of where the story would be. And like I said, now knowing that it's going to be for the TV anime, I was able to look at the trailer, and it looks like it is a first-person view kind of dungeon crawler with the characters' names at the bottom, turn-based, the monsters pop up on the screen, kind of like the old Dragon Quest games. But either way, I am very excited for this. Anything Mushoku, I'll just eat it up. I might, depending on if the Japanese version, the Japanese release, has a subtitle option for English, I might just pick up that and import that and play that. Or, like I said, I'll probably just wait until a release comes over here and then jump on it then. But either way, I'm super excited for it. Can't wait to dive into that and see what it has to offer. And plus, again, technically getting these little extra stories that kind of fill in the blanks is always fun. I don't know if they've kind of implied that Refugien is like heavily involved with the whole project. I know with certain titles like Roxy Get Serious, he was only partially involved. He basically gave them creative freedom, but I'm kind of interested to see what kind of involvement he has. Additionally, Bushiroad also announced that Bang Dream of Mujika anime is going to premiere in January of 2025. So a year away. So anybody looking forward to that sequel from Bang Dream Is My Go, we got another year to wait for it. So bummer, but Oh well. The news around Berserk. Yes, Discotek announced during a live stream yesterday that they were releasing a Blu-ray version of Berserk 1997 version. This is the HD native scan version with new redone text released in Japan. They also said the original dub will also be included. So really, really good news there. Looks really fantastic. The trailer that I seen they posted was really fantastic. So really cool to see that get an actual release over here. Great catch by them, because I'm sure this is probably a big snag for them. I think they kind of mentioned during the live stream that I was watching that once they got this, it was like they turned it around quick. They were like, we got to get this thing done. They did say that they had technically like something get bumped back, so they had some extra room there to kind of wiggle with, but it was really one of those things where once they got the license, they just jumped on it. They're like, let's put all efforts in this thing, get this thing out. So kudos for them that this is probably something that's going to be doing very well for them, because obviously the original 97 Berserk is very beloved. So really great catch. They also announced during that whole live stream that Urusei Yatsura, the OVA anime, is going to be released as well. So really cool news there. I think that pretty much means that they've done everything. I'm not positive, but I think that means they've pretty much done everything of the original Urusei Yatsura. So again, another cool grab for them. Hopefully they'll do like a full box set. That'd be cool. I think some people asked about that, but I'm not sure if they actually answered it. Moving on, let's get into the Mappa news. My whole comment made earlier about, Mappa losing a lot of people. Let's be honest, a lot of these people are kind of in and out of the studio. They're not like they're employed by them, contractors and whatnot, but it still goes to say that there's something happening here. I've stated several times before that my whole stance on the whole Mappa thing is, yes, I think that they are pushing their animators and people way too much. It's not good working conditions, but there's also a side of me that argues these people need to stop working for Mappa. And I'm glad that it seems like that's the case now. It seems like a lot of people are finally saying, I'm done. I'm stepping away from this company. There's also like whispers of other people saying, basically secondhand, people saying that other people are sick of it as well. So hopefully this is a good sign that Mappa will see, crap, we got to change things because this is not going to keep going. But yes, the director of Chainsaw Man, Ryu Nakayama, has announced that he's going to be establishing a new animation production unit. This new production unit is called Andraft. On their website, it says Andraft Inc. is a creative unit founded in 2023 by director, producer, and animator Ryu Nakayama. He wants to establish an environment where we can continue to take on various challenges without being bound by existing concepts and maintain that impetus for as long as possible, to bring even freer expression to more people in the time to come so that we can enjoy it together. I need to pause right here because I need to make it very perfectly clear. We hear this a lot, and it's always one of those things of like, what do you mean by that? And will you actually see change? I think we get way too often anymore where we have these companies show up and they say, we're going to be different. We're going to change the status quo. And nothing comes from it. We never see any sort of sign that something has changed. We don't see any sort of establishment that something is going better. I'm not going to say that Nakayama can't do this. And I hope that he follows through with this. And again, I hope this means what I think it means. This could be strictly meaning we want to work on, bringing out the norms that the industry itself has established. But that could just mean like animation techniques and whatnot. What most people, when they read this, knowing this guy's from Mappa, your initial impression is that this means that he wants to break out of those terrible working environments that Mappa has and stuff. But this could strictly mean that they just want to use different types of methods in order to possibly ease that burden. But we'll see. There is one sign on their website to kind of get into credit on the idea of expectations for how they'll treat their animators, which is, yes, their job postings. They said they're looking for directors and animators, background artists, art directors, visual development, production, progress producers. One example they gave for animators for salary is 350,000 yen a month, which also includes 20 hours of fixed overtime. Yes, that 20 hours of overtime is included in the monthly salary, which is roughly $3,000 a month, which is not terrible, but not great either. But at least shows a sign that is like a sample. Like this is where we're kind of baselining, and they're saying that yes, you can technically, based on experience and whatnot, kind of negotiate there. So again, this is one of those things where they put this out there. It could mean something good, or it could mean something just a bunch of fluff. But we'll have to wait and see. But again, and also another example of somebody that's been working with Mappa kind of doing their own thing now. And yes, the other big news out of Mappa is, and I'm not going to say this is huge because this is just one animator and they worked on one project and but it is sort of a sign of animators being kind of sick of Mappa's pre-established quo. But yes, during a live stream hosted by Konoha TV, animator Chensard Vincent mentioned that he's severing ties with Mappa following Jujutsu Kaisen's second season, as well as his feelings on the matter. But yes, for those who don't know, Vincent actually worked on episode 17 along with Hakuyo Go. During the live stream, Vincent expressed his stance against working with Mappa, stating, "I don't want to support a company that ideologically doesn't care about working conditions." This is, again, like I said before, thank you. Please, animators, do this. You guys need to step away from this company. And I also have always been questioning that. Why do these people keep going back to Mappa? There shouldn't be a single animator in the world that doesn't know that Mappa has poor working conditions, or at least some massive crunch. Yes, technically, I believe the episode that he worked on, episode 17, was the episode that was delayed today, and they had a lot of people screaming about there was a lot of issues happening behind the scenes. So obviously this isn't a great working environment, so why do they keep going back to it? Now, he did mention at some point on Twitter that the only reason he went and worked on this project is because Hakuyo Go asked him to. In his tweet, he said, 2 years ago, I said I would never work for Mappa again. Hakuyo Go-san was the only one who made me reconsider. But this was the last time. That was what he tweeted in November, which would be about the time that he was probably working on that project or completed it. Again, is that sign of like, these people just step away, stop touching this place. Now, the one silver lining is that it does look like he's very excited about what he's going to be doing going forward. He has also stated that he's going to be working on One Piece. So he's really excited about that. He said that he's actually going to be working in-house for it. So kudos for him. Again, somebody that's kind of dealing with the same situation that a lot of people are dealing with Mappa and finally stepping away. And it might be because he has the opportunity to do that. Like, not many of these animators have that opportunity. He could be given an opportunity that many other animators don't get. But either way, it is another sign of people saying, I'm done with this, I'm stepping away, and I'm not going back. Now, one thing that I read that I will admit that I have not gotten a confirmation or at least a second statement of it, somebody kind of collaborating it. One website stated that during that interview, and I will again iterate that I have not confirmed this, they said that Vincent revealed that Hakuyo Go, who had approached him about that collaboration for episode 17, shared the sentiment of not wanting to work with Mappa anymore. That's huge. That's an episode director that worked on that particular episode saying, I don't want to either. Like, he literally said, hey, Vincent, come help me with this. This is going to be great. We're going to do this. And Vincent's like, no, I don't want to do this. And then they do the project together. And apparently Hakuyo Go at some point said, I'm done too. You're mad? I'm mad. We're both sick of this. We're not doing this anymore. But again, a really interesting sign of people just fed up with this. And it's a good thing. It's exactly what I wanted. I wanted these people to finally say no. But anyhow, like I said before, kudos to Vincent, a really talented guy. Looking forward to whatever work he does with One Piece. It looks like there's like a mixture. Mostly people are kind of excited about him working on One Piece. Looks like he's going to be working in-house for an entire year with them. Super excited for him. Hopefully the working conditions at Toei are better than Mappa, because like I've said before, Mappa gets a lot of heat for its working condition. That's mainly because it's popular, but other places have bad working conditions too. But anyhow, moving on from Mappa, we have the 14th compilation book for Tales of Wedding Rings manga has announced that the author hopes to end the manga by its 15th book, so that one's coming to a close. Additionally, the 8th volume of the Idaten Deities No Only Peace has announced that it will be ending with its 9th volume in winter or fall of 2024. So that's actually one that I'm really interested in. That kind of caught me off guard, to be honest, because I know when the anime aired, it went past what Amahara has done, but the anime went past, I think, also what Kokyun has done, which for those who don't know, Amahara is the original creator of Idaten Deities No Only Peace, and then later on, Kokyun basically took it over and made it a physical publication and redid the entire thing with their art style and everything. But I didn't know that the manga had already passed the actual anime at this point, so really, really excited to actually read where it goes from there, because for those who don't know, the anime didn't end on a pleasant note. It was a very oof note, and it's like, I kind of need the next episode. So I'm interested to see how that kind of concludes. Moving on, the interesting news around Sunrise Beyond. The official website for Bandai Namco Filmworks and Sunrise Beyond's website both announced at the same time that Beyond will merge with Filmworks. They'll be dissolving Beyond and making Bandai Namco Filmworks the main entity with rights and obligations. This will happen on April 1st. Now, this isn't too much of a shock, obviously, because apparently Sunrise Beyond has reported losses for like 2 consecutive years. So it made sense that eventually they were probably going to be dissolved and moved on. So it's an unfortunate thing, but hopefully a lot of those people stuck with FilmWorks and not too many people get booted. And finally, the last bit of news, the official website for the anime The Duke of Death and His Maid manga announced that the third season will premiere in April. So great news there. Can't wait for more of it. That's one of those series that as it goes along, it keeps getting better and better. Despite one big beef that I had with the second season, the rest of it has been fantastic. So hopefully we get to see more of that and it'll turn out to be fantastic. It looks like the same team and everybody is returning for it. So same quality and same production that'll be working for that. Anyhow, that's all the news I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoy this news bit. If you did, make sure to hit that like button down below, comment, let me know what's the most interesting news in this news bit for you. Additionally, if you're new to the channel, make sure that subscribe button to get my content and news reviews, first impressions, top list if it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you want to support the channel more and you like this content, I have a Patreon link, tips link, super thanks, membership button down below. Greatly appreciate it, but it does. And y'all take care.